Julien.
Hi Andrew, how are you?
This is amazing. In the medal for the second time in the last 6 months after so many years of being apart. We did a watch together. It was like having a baby without ever being in the same room.
True, and that's frustrating. And I'm so happy to see you in real.
I know.
I can say you're here. We're here.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
And look, one of the great things about seeing each other in person and having more in between time, which is just it's almost like the chit chat is sometimes more important than the talk. But we were chit chatting this morning, and you said something that just kind of knocked me over, and I wondered if you can share this with our viewers, that you told me about a tough decision.
Sure, and I'm sorry because I know you don't like that one, but
don't like it.
yeah, we have taken a tough decision. Sometimes we cannot do compromise all the time, and we decided to stop producing the Defy Classic, which has been a bestseller for us for many years. But you know what? At Zenith, 100% of our production is made with Zenith movement. We don't do any compromise on that, even if the demand is much bigger. I don't want to go away from this. And that means that we have to make choices, and we have incredible new product coming, so we had to make this call, yeah. Sorry, I know.
Look, I'm still, this is fresh. I said to Marcus, actually, I said we weren't intending to shoot with you today, but when you told me this, I said just start the camera, because instead of having an argument with you off camera, it was a wasted opportunity, because we could have the argument on camera for the whole world to join in on my side. So in the comments, tell me, do you want the Defy Classic? Do you want more Chronomaster Sports so badly that you're prepared to kill the Defy Classic? Because that's what you're doing.
That's a question for sure to ask. I don't want to argue with you. You know, you are a strong guy. I really don't want,
and
you will forgive me, I'm sure, at some point.
I will eventually. But there's another twist to the story, and the reason we're having this conversation is that there's a significance about us in the Defy Classic that I feel almost happy, and I'm somewhere between happy and sad about the fact that the last special edition in the Defy Classic, maybe of all time, will be ours.
Yeah, for sure. It will, I confirm.
The Night Surfer.
No, the last one will be yours. And believe me, when we announced it to some key retailers during the week, they had the same reaction. So they told me, you know what, it's great because you leave the floor with this watch at a time when it's at its peak. So, you know, in the future, the watch will be more rare, you gain value in the long term, and it's something incredible because we see them already going up in the secondary market.
That's right, they are. And I'm also happy about that and sad about that, because it's available to less people at a much higher price point. There's one particular person who's watching this now, and I see you, JP Meltz. Do you know this guy? I'm tagging you in every single post because he keeps taking pictures of the Night Surfer. In the comments below, and this is why we're going to have this argument on screen with your PR right here, making sure we don't go too far off piste. Every time he posts the Night Surfer, there's comments. I just discovered this model. Oh, this is amazing. Is it available? Is there anything that looks like this? Every single time. Today he posted it 1 hour ago. There's 65 comments saying they want to buy a Defy Classic. Are you sure? Are you sure about this?
I'm sure. I'm sorry. I'm sure about my decision. No. You know, that's it. That's it for now.
I know. Actually, one thing about Julien is he seems like a really nice guy and like laughing along with me. Inside, it's like it's done. It's finished.
Yeah, no. I mean, we had to make this call. You know, the novelties we have here are incredible. We have a demand that we never ever had in Zenith history. Last year was the best year ever for decades. So that's it. And again, it's because we don't do compromise on our movements.
And look, now we do move to the future. I've had my moment. I've expressed my feelings. It's been. I feel like.
I hope you feel better.
I do actually. I mean, I'm still,
already.
I think there's going to be some outrage in the comment section today, but I do want to move to the new lineup, and I want you to explain why this is more Zenith than the Zenith we're evolving out of. And I'm talking about the Skyline, which I spoke to Roman on the bus this morning. Again, it's a bus conversation that is also, I learned so much. But you talk me through the lineup and why this is more Zenith than the Defy Classic.
You know, probably because we have literally looked at all our history and every single aspect of the brand when we created that particular watch. We wanted to bring more character, more identity, even more. So we worked on the bracelet, of course. Very important.
Which one are you talking about now?
Skyline. You know, this bracelet, which has the interchangeable system, which is very, very good and actual. I mean, in 21st century, that's what people are looking for. Obviously, the dodecagonal bezel is a very cool design, taken from a vintage watch that you know also,
Yep.
the 3618, and it's really literally the design came from there. And last but not least, we went back to the logo of the 60s and 70s, this beautiful star that we created as a tapisserie on the dial, and that's something we really wanted to improve. Zenith is known for beautiful colors of dial, but not so much for this kind of dial, so that's something a little bit new. And the last point that I want to insist on, it's very nice, and I'm super happy to have a 3 hands El Primero, because El Primero people think chronograph.
Yeah.
This is a 3 hands, but for those who know, the small second at 9
The little
gives you
hyperactive small second.
that gives you the information.
It looks like it's had too much coffee.
Power, exactly. Power, energy of the El Primero. So it's a really cool watch.
Yeah, awesome. So that's one. We obviously, what do we say about the Chronomaster Sport? I mean,
You know, last year we came with this
else can we say?
incredible watch that had a success to an extent that we never even dreamt. You know, and now, of course, looking at this collection, we wanted to bring an additional one with the gold version, rose gold, as well as bicolor. Not that we can increase the capacity much, so we decided to keep this one like this, of course. Believe me, Romain has very cool designs already for evolutions in the future in his drawer, but there is no way we do it now. We have such a long list, waiting list on that. So we brought some higher models in terms of gold and bicolor. Yeah.
and what else is in the lineup for next year and for this year? I mean, what's the new face of Zenith?
Yeah. I mean, we have another one that's very important. Is the open. You know, the open concept. And I have to thank one of my predecessors. In 2003, this open concept was developed to basically show this El Primero, to show the escapement wheel, to show the heartbeat of that famous movement, and that was a brilliant idea. We just wanted to relaunch it again in a more contemporary, more today's design and identity. And one interesting thing is that we managed to have the 3 sub-dials in color still present, because we added a glass on top of the white one, usually white one, so you can have this 3 sub-dials effect, but see through and enjoy the movement. But that's one of the big novelty today.
Awesome. Now we do have Vittoria, your wonderful PR standing here.
She's fantastic.
Wearing a Chronomaster Sport, but what's happening in women's?
We have a lot. You know, Defy Midnight, of course, is still a very nice watch that I would more call feminine than women. In the Midnight, we brought 2 new interpretation of the sky. One is called Borealis. It's really about this incredible sky. I'm not sure you can have it in Australia, but in North Europe, you go to Finland, you go to Iceland, and I was attending one of those skies. It's incredible. And sunset, you do have beautiful sunsets in Australia. So these 2 dials are our new expression of what the sky can be. But you know what? Our watches are unisex. Let's make it short. We don't do it by gender. We make beautiful watches, and
well, in actual fact,
our clients decide.
The proof of that is in the Night Surfer, because it was utterly inspired by the Midnight Defy, which I have since bought for my wife and which I wear myself sometimes.
Yeah.
Julien, thank you for being honest with us. Thank you for having a tough conversation with me. I expect that if you had a tough conversation with our readers, they would be probably even more punchy than me today. So you can feel free to get in there and answer their questions. Would you do that for me?
I would, for sure. We can organize a live, or even I can come to Australia, you organize a gathering, and I explain really what was the decision.
Okay. Well, look, it is a wonderful time for Zenith. Like I said, it's bittersweet to have had the last Defy Classic model, but at least we're part of history together yet again.
Thank you, Andrew. We're still friends.
Yeah, okay. Buy me a drink.
Bye, take care.